Hello. Sorry, we've had some technical difficulties, so we're starting a couple of minutes later than we're supposed to. My name is Anna Yurko. I'm a professor at the International College of Economics and Finance. I teach at the master's program. I teach microeconomics during the first year. So I'm here in the place of Maxim Nikitin, the head of the master's program, who is unfortunately unable to be here right now, but hopefully I can do just as well as he would have, and tell you all you need to know. And
my name is Olga Nizhevich, and I'm the coordinator of this master's program in financial economics, and I'm here to tell you more about the admission process.
Right, so let me begin by describing our program, what it is that we do here, what it is that we teach, and who is teaching. Sorry about that. Oh, one moment before I proceed, if you could please type in chat whether you can hear us or not. You can do this fairly quickly by putting a plus or just writing down where you're from, where you're joining us from. That would be very helpful to us. Thank you. I can see some responses right now. And if you have questions, so please also type them up. I will answer during the discussion. Some of them might just be better put off until the end. But they will be answered. We will get to them either while we're describing the program or at the end of after the presentation is over. Right. So International College of Economics and Finance was established more than 20 years ago. It started as a double degree program in economics for bachelor students. It's a double degree program, High School of Economics jointly with so gives its own diploma and jointly with the University of London. It's been quite a successful project. So about 10 years later, ICEF opened up a master's program in financial economics with participation, collaboration from the London School of Economics. So you can see on the slide some statistics overall, how many students we've had, how many graduates since the establishment. But for master's program, of course, the number is smaller. It is a smaller program than the bachelor's, while the bachelor's incoming cohort is around 300. In the master's, currently it's about 50, 60 students each year. So now we have around 90 master's students studying, and we've had about 250 graduates so far from this program. One important thing, well, there are two things that make a program truly international. You need to have international faculty, of course, and international students. So we're very happy that the numbers for international students have been growing. Currently we have about 20 students from countries other than Russia. That's it's very interesting, and it's very important for everyone to have a truly international environment. We're happy to say that our program is highly ranked. It's number 66 in the world according to the QS Business Masters rankings. The program also meets the standards of UK Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education, and our graduates receive a diploma of Masters of Economics from the Higher School of Economics, and they also receive a London School of Economics certificate. So what we have here, our faculty consists of professors with PhDs from the best universities in both United States and Europe. Also, some courses are taught by visiting faculty because of our connections with the London School of Economics and with Oxford University. Most of them come from these two schools. We have So another international component of the program is that exams are prepared and graded with the assistance of faculty from London School of Economics. So it's a local professor at ICEF for the main courses, writes up the exams, and they are prepared, and they're also graded with the help of the faculty in LSE. And there are very good opportunities for international academic mobility, and quite a few students take advantage of these opportunities. ICEF has a double degree program with our partner university in Italy, Lewis. Also, there are exchange programs, exchange agreements that ICEF has with Tilburg University and with the University of Essex. HSE has arrangements with about 300 partner universities, so our students can take full advantage of those opportunities to go and study in those institutions for 1 or 2 semesters during their second year. Another alternative that's very popular is students themselves apply to master's programs, usually in Europe. Those master's programs are 1 year long, and in their second year they can spend at that master's program in another university, come back and receive 2 diplomas, our diploma and the diploma for that university. It's possible as long as the courses that are studied there are not too different from what the students would have studied here if they stayed and spent their second year in Moscow. So this just to show you that we have quite a lot of very good, interesting speakers coming to ICEF. Prominent world scientists. They come with both scientific seminars and just general presentations. Here we have Christopher Pissaridis at the graduation ceremony. Right. So a bit about the content of the program. What do we have here? What kind of courses are taught? There are several key main courses in economics, econometrics, and finance. Most of them are taken during the first year. These courses are there to lay a strong foundation for more applied courses in the second year of the program. So this is a very academically thorough and challenging program. We believe that it's very important to have a good basis from which students can grow and acquire, apply, and build further with applied skills. So in the first year, students take courses in microeconomics and macroeconomics, in econometrics and the financial econometrics, in mathematical courses, advanced mathematics, and some finance courses. The second year, there are some core courses as well, but most of it is spent on studying elective courses. So here students have a lot of flexibility building their own academic tracks by choosing for the more applied courses and practitioner courses if they intend to go in the industry once they graduate, or more, again, academic technical courses if they want to continue their education further. We also, so skills are very important. So we have programming courses as well, and the new course that just started this year, taught by our professor Slanimchik, on machine learning and big data in economics and in finance. Who teaches these courses? Well, as I said before, the full-time academics in ICEF have PhDs from all over the world, from the top places. So I myself graduated University of Texas at Austin. Maxim Nikitin, who was supposed to be here, got his PhD in the University of Pittsburgh. During the first year, you would also be taught by Fabian Slanemchik from the University of Massachusetts, and lots of other people who obtained their degrees in those in these universities. International, what makes the program international are international students plus international faculty. So of course we have Russian faculty that went and obtained their PhDs elsewhere, but we also have colleagues from other countries that call Moscow home now. And here are just a few names and faces. And this is Alexei Bulatov, a full ICEF professor, who's teaching our financial market microstructure course. He has his PhD in finance from Berkeley. And here are the visiting lecturers. So some courses are taught by visiting faculty. Here are some people that we have had a relationship with the longest. So Christian Juller, Dimitris Atsamakis, Brian Eels, and we're most proud of Svetlana Brызгалова, the first name, and I can quickly skip and then go back, I guess, to her picture. You can see her right there. She graduated ICEF back in 2009, and then she went for PhD in finance in Stanford, and now she's assistant professor in London Business School, and comes to teach some courses. And as I said, there are also practitioner courses available to students who want to make their career in finance or in the real sector. These are the faculty who received the finest wonderful education, went to make their careers outside of the academics, and have been quite successful, but still like to teach. So they also they teach good practitioner courses. It's Mikhail Mashkov from the European Bank of Reconstruction and Development, and Jangir Jangirov from Sberbank CIB, and Vyacheslav Ivanov from Rosatom International, and Alexander Zaporozhsky from Regents Airports. All right, thank you, and I'll give the floor to Olga Nizhevich. She will tell you a lot of useful, interesting information, and also answer the question. I can see some of the questions that are already here, and they will be addressed by Olga.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Okay. I'm also glad to invite Danila Solov, our program graduate, and he will help me to tell a few words about our master's program from the perspective of a graduate. Okay.
Yes, nice to meet you. My name is Daniel, and as Olga said, I'm here represent ICEF master's program graduates. So a little bit later, I'll share with you some of my thoughts and experience about this program.
Okay, probably I will cover the two questions that we received right now. Yes, the presentation will be available. We will send the presentation by email to all participants, to all registered participants. How many elective courses can students attend to? So during the first semester, you are not supposed to attend any elective course. There will be only compulsory courses. But during the second semester, you're supposed to take one. And all the other elective courses you are supposed to take during your second year in our master's program. Okay, let's move further. Some words about alumni careers. So as you see from this diagram, most of our graduates, they go for their careers in financial institutions. These are 55% of our graduates. The second top track is consulting with 14% of our graduates. Then PhD studies abroad, and some go to the real sector, some do applied research or open their own business, and some graduates, they just go to government agencies. So here are two major non-academic tracks. So the bulk of our graduates, they go to investment banks located both in Moscow and in London, and also globally. And what was mentioned here, that 15 our graduates, they work in London by now. So the main companies that employ our graduates in London are Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, and also these companies in Moscow. 7 of our 15 graduates got a job offer from the City of London right after graduating from our program. And the leading banks that employ our graduates in Moscow are Sberbank, VTB Capital, and Renaissance Capital. And also, consulting becomes more and more popular, and big 3 consulting firms that employ our graduates are represented here on the slide. And also some choose financial consultancies such as Oliver Wyman, for example. Okay. And here are some alumni careers in academia. As you see, mostly our graduates choose careers in the US, for example, University of California, Berkeley, University of Chicago, University of California, San Diego, University of Pennsylvania, University of Wisconsin, Madison, University of Rochester, University of Minnesota, Duke University. In Canada, for example, our recent graduate has recently joined the PhD program in McMaster University in Canada. Some of our graduates study at the London School of Economics and Oxford University and London Business School, and some go to the European universities like Tilburg, Bocconi, Toulouse School of Economics, and the University of St. Gallen. Okay, and here are some examples of our alumni. Svetlana Brezgalova has already been mentioned by Professor Anna Yurko. Here is also Artem Plateshkin. He is the first one to get a job in London. Now he is a senior vice president at Merrill and Company. Konstantin Yakimovich was employed by Fitch Ratings in Moscow while he was a student, and then he transferred to London in the same company. Here is our the list of our international alumni, just a few of them. So Milan Martinovic is a graduate of the 2010. He's a citizen of Serbia, and he now is a strategist at Goldman Sachs in London. Li Yinyan is a citizen of China, and now he's employed by China Rail Construction Company in Moscow. Artur Mishkovsky is a citizen of Latvia, and now he's in London working for Credit Suisse. Serjan Todorovic is our recent graduate from Serbia, and now he's employed by VTB Bank in Moscow. And probably here I will give the floor to Daniil, who will share his story. What was his track as a graduate of our program? Please, Daniil, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Olga. Yeah, so as you can see on these slides, ICEF alumni have very different career paths. As for me, I graduated from this program in 2012. So, for example, Konstantin from the previous slide was one of my classmates. Yes, I worked for a while in different financial organizations, but then after I finally defended my PhD thesis in math in Russia, I decided to develop my academic career here. So nowadays I work here in ICEF. I teach several subjects in a bachelor's program here, mathematics and quantitative finance and mathematics of finance. And also I'm one of the persons responsible for student research here at ICEF, both for bachelor's and master's programs. So if you enter this program, you will face me in terms of student research anyway. I would like to take this opportunity to say a few things about this program, to share my opinion and to share my memories about that. So as for me, besides very structured and good subjects that you can study here, you can do this in a very good company, actually. So as for me, one of the greatest assets at ICEF are people, and I'm talking not only about interesting teachers and very helpful administration, also talk about classmates. We really had a very good time together and still meet sometimes, and we still continue to talk to each other and sharing our life and work experience. Also, one of the things I would like to mention as a person who initially graduated from mathematical faculty, and after that I entered this master's program. So this thing I wanted to tell about is the relatively big amount of mathematics you will face. Probably you should be prepared for that, at least emotionally. So of course we have special subjects, special intensive weeks for those who didn't have big mathematics experience during the bachelor's program. But anyway, probably it's better if several weeks or months before you enter this program, you, for example, take a look at the Coursera course in mathematics made by one of our teachers, Kirill Bukin. Will give the link in the email with the link of this presentation, actually. So these mathematics subjects you need not only for passing the exams, separate exams in mathematics, but also for feeling yourself comfortable with different technical finance and economical methods. So mathematics is widely used in for financial economics course, for example, and in micro and macroeconomics courses as well. So such words as differential equations and optimizations should at least ring a bell. Anyway, if you have some questions about my part of this talk, you are more than welcome to ask it online. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. We have turned to some slides. Okay, what makes our graduates so successful is that the fact that in addition to the University Career Center, ICEF has its own career center, which helps our graduates and our students to build their careers, both in business and in academia. It organizes different events, workshops on career strategy, on how to write a CV, on how to write a motivation letter. Also, it conducts different individual consultations, both with students and with alumni. And it organizes employees' presentations. We have a very good mentorship program, alumni student mentorship program. So you can, if you are our student, you can choose any field which you are interested in, and we will find a graduate who works in this field and who will guide you on how to prepare for the job and how to pass the interview and so on. So we'll also have very good preparation for CFA. We offer an optional course in practical finance, CFA level 1. We also help to find internships, and we post job openings to our students. And we also organize electives in cooperation with our employers. And we also are in close ties with our alumni, as I already said, as our alumni are our potential employers, and they come to our students and they arrange different events also. And for example, they can conduct a mock interview for a student. Also, we have different presentations and seminars in preparing our graduates and students for PhDs, for further PhD studies. We have a very good advanced research program. And we also offer opportunities to earn some money while you are a student. So you can apply for teaching and research assistantships in our research laboratory, or marking home assignments, or just conducting seminars for our bachelor students. Okay. So about the admission process. Actually, we have 3 options for you to get admitted. The first one is the portfolio competition. In this case, you just submit your IELTS test result or TOEFL test result and your portfolio, consisting of your resume, motivation letter, diplomas and transcripts, and we ask also for 1 writing sample. It can be your bachelor thesis, for example, or some research project which you did when you were a bachelor student, and some recommendation letters from your professors. After that, we can invite you for an interview. For those who are in other cities, we can arrange a Skype interview, and we will give you a score. The second way is to get to us through the Olympiad, and actually there are 3 Olympiads which qualify for our program. It is the International Olympiad Open Doors for foreign nationals only. Then the National Olympiad Я Профессионал for students of Russian universities. And also our own Olympiad, HSE Olympiad in financial economics. It is on site in Moscow and in some other cities. So if you are interested, we can also send you the link to the registration form. And the third way is to get to us through international exams. So if you passed some international exams and you have high scores in GRE subject test in math and GRE general or GMAT, you can get admission to our program without additional interview. Okay. The tuition fee for the next academic year has not been fixed yet, but for this academic year, it is 410,000 rubles per year. It's about $6,500 per year. So we will update the information on our website as soon as it's fixed. Probably it will be done by December this year. Also, we offer tuition waivers and scholarships on a competitive basis, depending on the score of your portfolio. And we also offer so-called budget places for Russian citizens and tuition waivers for international students. And scholarships of up to 85% of the tuition fee are also available for both for international students and for our Russian students. So the online applications for international students will start on November 1st, and national admissions, usually the application period is from June 22nd till July 31st. And also we offer the early applications for Russian students, which are in process now, and you can apply online on our website till May 15th. So as I see, there is a question, are there any opportunities to get a tuition discount? Yes, there are opportunities, as I already mentioned, and the tuition discounts are available on a competitive basis. Okay, will this program be useful for potential business owners, or is it more academically leaned?
Well, I would say that it is certainly not an MBA program, so it's called Master of Sciences. So you will have some practical-oriented courses, but almost the half of the courses will be more academic. Actually, this kind of program can be useful for potential business owners. Also because you make a lot of very useful ties here, as already Olga mentioned. So if you asking this question, thinking about that part, then the answer is yes. If you are comparing this program with MBA, then the answer is no.
So, and probably you should be prepared that this program is not supposed to for people who would like to combine their work and study, because the first year is very intensive. You will have intensive studies, and we do not recommend to combine your work and study during the first year, especially. Okay, and Daniel has already touched upon the minimum entry requirement with regards to mathematical background. So we expect that you have at least a bachelor degree and you have a strong mathematical background and a basic knowledge of economic theory. Okay, this slide demonstrates that our students do not only study, they also have very vibrant student life. Some words about support for international students. Probably some international students are here with us. So at the beginning of your studies, you will have an orientation period where you will learn a lot of vital information on how to navigate in the university, in the city, and so on. All the international students are guaranteed accommodation in our dormitories. You can join many student clubs and take part in cultural activities and sports clubs, so on. Also, there are plenty of fun things to do in Moscow in your free time. We have already mentioned career guidance, and also you can benefit from the Russian language course. It is not a requirement to study Russian because this program is taught in English, but it's quite handy to have some Russian language skills while you are in Moscow. And also we have free psychological counseling for both Russian and international students. Some words about the upcoming events in November. So on the 7th of November, we are launching our series of webinars on how to succeed in preparing for the ICEF Masters in Financial Economics. And part 1 will be devoted to statistics for Masters in Financial Economics. So we kindly invite you to join this webinar. So the lecturer of our course in mathematics, which teaches part in statistics. So we'll be glad to share some useful advice on how to prepare for our program. And for those who are in Moscow in November, you are welcome to our open day on the 17th of November. It will be held at 11 Pokrovsky Boulevard in our new campus, so you will be able to also not only to learn about our program, but also to get some information about the new campus and to see it with your own eyes. Okay. Okay, this is a photo from our graduation ceremony, which is held annually at the residence of the British ambassador on Sophiska Embankment. Okay, and here is our contact information. So the academic director of our program is Maxim Nikitin. I'm Olga Nizhevich, and you can contact me with any questions regarding the admission process. And the study office is Sabina Babaeva, the head of the study office, and Ekaterina Nikonova. Okay. If you have any other questions, you are welcome. I think we are done with the presentation. Yes, so if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask either me or Daniil. Okay, but anyway, you can contact me by email. You can also contact Maxim Nikitin, the academic director of the program. So if you have any questions, you are also welcome. Okay, I guess then that is all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.